Eva Struing is your champion junior weather, and Sam Patterson is your reserve division champion junior weather.
Well, as we get out here and get into our heavier division, and talking about just goats coming out of the gate, having good ring presence, heads up, good body and back shape in them. That one young really does a nice job. I mean, that guy dead level when he gets out and goes. I love his front end design. He's wide chested. He's big backed out here though. That guy handles really nice when you get your hands on him. Done a very nice job with him out here. Congratulations to you. I think we get another one though that's extra fresh in terms of muscle shape. Boy, this guy's got an attitude on him, and again, young lady, man, he has got a lot to say out here, but man, I love his hip, I love his pin set. He's a little better there than the one that we got in second. I think both of them are pretty equal. When we talk about chest and loin, that guy's got a little bigger britches in him out here. I think that's the deciding factor between the two. Then we get these two out here, and I think that guy's just a little better in his lines out here. We get both of them need more muscle, both of them need a little bit bigger feet out here. Congratulations to those exhibitors.
Blake Belter is your first place class exhibitor, followed by Jaden Harrington, Lila Struing, Elena Dickman, and Colby Bushhorn.
Well, I've got a top pair of wethers that sort themselves up. They're very similar in terms of kind. They both come out with a big chest. They both come out with a really big rib cage. There's one, though, that's got a little bigger hip on him, one that's got a little bit meatier loin in him, young lady. I just read more real muscle in that guy's kind out here, and I like both of them an awful lot, though, the way they present. Young lady, if we could just get a little bit bigger stifle, a little bit bigger hip and pin set on that guy, I could run him up. I think he's a notch better up front in the way that he's designed than the one that wins out here. Bottom line, I'm going to side with muscle in that pair out here. Then we got two right here, and I'm going to take the one that's just got a notch more length of body and grow to him. I think that guy's just a little more developed in terms of mass and muscle. This guy right here, young lady out here, just gets a little out-horsed. I need that guy to just have more mass, more bulk out here. Done a very nice job feeding him, though. I think that guy's skeleton's still good. Congratulations to those exhibitors.
Annika Struing is your first place class exhibitor, followed by Eva Struing, Brody Lack, and Jaden Harrington. As these come on out, we do have a special announcement for all the adults in the ring. We are having a special adult showmanship after novice showmanship. So if you are above the age of 18, as we like to say, if you're a big kid, you are more than welcome to participate in adult showmanship, meaning you need to head on back to the goat barn and find a 4-H'er who would be willing to lend you their goat, and you are more than welcome to participate in adult showmanship after novice showmanship.
Well, this class right here is a perfectly good example of just market livestock and where we find the line when we got too much fat cover on them, too much finish. And again, young lady, I think that one a little better in his hind leg than the one that wins. That one's a lot meaner than the one that wins out here. He's really bites out here. And I think that one right there, though, that wins, young lady, I think that one is the most acceptable in terms of fat cover. And man, that guy's got a big loin in him. He's really got a nice back shape in him out here. I need to make him a little better off those rear wheels, and the way he motors out, I think that one's a little better from that standpoint. If we could just tone him down, there's a little bit of fat cover there we got in that chest in him out here, and I think again those are some things that I need better on him to be fresher out here, but I still like the extra size that he offers out here. I think we talk about these two out here, and again, it's a matter of muscle. Both of them need to be a little more out there in terms of their build and the way they're assembled from the side, but I think both of them really good backed. When you get on top of them, they both have a nice meaty loin in them. Congratulations to those exhibitors.
Annika Struing is your first place class exhibitor, followed by Jaden Harrington, Lila Struing, and Ashton Ginling.
Well, young lady, I like them the way they come in, and that doesn't usually happen out here. But man, these four, I think they match up really well the way they walk in. Young lady, I'm a big fan of that one. I think that guy's front end and neck sits right up on top of his blade, and he gets out and moves so well. And I was interested to see how much fat he had on him. That is a big back. That is a lot of muscle in that guy. There's not much fat on him out here, and man, he really uses his hind leg. Very nice out here. I think that guy's really good out here. I think another one that we've got, though, length of neck and elevation, and that one is good. This guy just not quite as good out of his hip and pin set. I need him to be better here. When we talk about needing a bigger hind leg and a bigger hip, I think that from there forward, young man, that one, good loin, has a nice back in him out here. Just need those extras out here. Give me a little more feature, give me a little more chest and hip out here. I think we got two right here, and this guy's got a little more bulk. I think this one's a little better in his build, young lady. And we talk about him, just being a notch fancier up front. We get on top of him, though, and I need a bigger back. Put more muscle in that one down there top. This one just needs to be a little better built, young lady. You got a little more on you in terms of muscle out here than the one in front of you. I think that's a close call. Congratulations to those exhibitors.
Eva Struing is your first place class exhibitor, followed by Brody Lack, Jocelyn Allen, and Lily Welch. Now we will show for your division champion senior weather.
Well, I think a very interesting division out here, and man, we've got a lot of similar types and kinds out here. I guess as a judge, maybe this is my type of a pygmy out here in this weather lineup. I like them stout, I like them cracked open, I like them big-footed. Man, they all do it really well out here, and I think there's a couple differences as far as bone and feature, maybe skeleton in some of them, but man, I like them an awful lot. I think the one that wins out of that first class, young man, that one is really good up through his front end. There's not many out here that present with that one's shoulder blade design and neck. That guy is very good, and on his hind wheels, he's got giant hip, and that one's really good in his loin. So fresh out here and attractive in his kind. I think that one reads like good market livestock. I don't care what species that one is, he presents really nice out here. This young lady that comes out of the last class, young lady, there's things that I like about show livestock. That guy has an arrogance about him, and good livestock always have an arrogance about them. And when they come in the ring, and man, that guy, he knows he's good. That one's really good up through his neck. That one's got a giant back out here. He's maybe not as fresh as the young man's up front, but I think those two are very similar in their build. This young lady comes out with one though, and man, I like the front 2/3 of that guy an awful lot. I think both those goats you brought out, young lady, need to be a little better pinned, a little better hipped out here, but I like both of those an awful lot that you had out here. We're going to go on. Champion, reserve, congratulations.
Blake Belter is your division champion senior weather and your homegrown division champion senior weather. Eva Struing is your reserve division champion senior weather, and we will show for homegrown reserve division champion senior weather.
Well, I believe we just need a reserve out of here on this next one. The ladies have a reserve ribbon ready. And the young lady that we talked about, need that one to be a little better out of his hip. Young lady, I still think that one offers a lot of good. He's going to be reserve in this division. Congratulations.
Annika Struing is your homegrown reserve division champion senior weather. And now we will show for our grand champion weather.
Well, we get out here for your champion overall, and congratulations to all the exhibitors out here. And judging pygmies is maybe not what I would deem my specialty, but I'm going to apply all things that I can about good livestock, whether they're females, whether they're wethers out here, and we're studying muscle. Bottom line is, folks, we're still in the show ring. Look lines and presence always play into effect. Athleticism combined with freshness and balance. We got one doing the gator spin over there. A young man, nice job keeping him under control. We got two out of that younger division. And again, I think they both offer so many good things out here. We get into those heavier ones though, and man, I thought they complemented each other really well. That guy, I just love the way he presents himself out here. And again, we talked about him maybe not being as fresh and as shapely as that guy out here, and I think that guy is very athletic, young man. I enjoy watching you as a showman out here, the way you work around that one, your confidence, and how you pay attention to those extra things. I think very good showman out here. I love that guy out here in this division. I think those two match up really well. Champion, reserve, congratulations.
Blake Belter is your grand champion weather. And Eva Struing is your reserve grand champion weather. Blake Belter is also your grand champion homegrown weather, and we will show for homegrown reserve grand champion weather.
Well, young lady gets that one out of that lighter division, and just trying to study that guy, being as young as he is right now at this stage in the game. I mean, he's got a big back in him. He's got good feature underneath him. The young lady that's out of that heavier class, I like that guy's extra shape and bulk he has, and I know pound for pound, you got to study him in relation to their size. I think that guy still offers a little more out here. I like him for reserve. Congratulations.
Annika Struing is your homegrown reserve grand champion weather. Now we will get set to show our junior pygmy goat does. As another reminder for our extra big kids here in the show arena, we are doing a adult showmanship after our novice showmanship. So if you're an adult and you would like to show a goat, you are more than welcome to find a 4-H'er and ask to borrow their animal to participate in adult showmanship after novice.
Well, I'm not sure in the years that I've been judging if I've ever judged an animal so small, so cute out here. And man, them things are just fun to look at this stage. And you know, man, they're tiny out here, and just trying to put the parts and pieces together. I know I don't know pygmies as well at this stage in early maturity, and maybe some of the things that they need starting out. And I know again, just studying body shapes and skeleton, these two are the ones that are good bladed, ones that have a nice back in them out here. They're really good bodied and balanced out here. And then I've got one down here, young man, that I think this one's just maybe a notch PC right now in her maturity, and that one just needs more time to develop. But man, that one has a nice little back in her out here. Congratulations to those exhibitors.
Your first place exhibitor is William Patterson, followed by Jaden Harrington, followed by Samuel Patterson.
Well, we get out here in this division, and I think we've got 3 does that are all a little different in terms of kind, and I think I've got 2 that are really nice in their center body, and then I've got one that wins in this class, and I think that one's the best built up front. I think she's the best out of her hip. She's got the most length to her hip, and I know in good females, we don't want to get them too short-hipped and too round, and I think that one really good in how she transitions. I think that one's good, skeletally correct young man out here to win. I think the next one that follows her, I think up front, that one from her hooks forward, very good out here. She just runs out of gas out of her hip, gets a little narrower and not a little flatter out of her hip in relation to that one that wins out here, but I think those two match up really well. Young lady, this one's got good pieces out here. That one's good bodied, that one's got some back. Just maybe those pieces don't fit together as well. She gets a little short and round, a little deep up front. I just need her to fancy out a little neater for me out here. Congratulations to those exhibitors.
Blake Belter is your first place class exhibitor, followed by William Patterson, followed by Lila Struing.
Well, young lady brings me a nice single entry out here, and this doe obviously in a different part of maturity than some of the others that we've seen out here. And again, I think young lady, that one's really good built. I like that one, center body and cage. Congratulations to you.
Your first place class exhibitor is Jaden Harrington.
Well, we get out here in this division, and I've got two does in second and third that maybe need to be a little better hipped, need to be a little better in their skeletal design, and I've got one that wins. And young man, that one's blade design is really good. Maybe not in this moment right now, and she's choosing at this very moment, but it's okay. We get out here and just studying that one. I like watching her motor around the ring. That one's got all the mass and bulk in her center body, and yet still presents really well out here. I like her kind an awful lot. This one was a little better hipped, young lady. I could work her up. I think that front 2/3 of her are awfully rugged and just wide-chested, good-bodied out here. Just got to make her a little better in her pin set and get that one to get out and go. Young man, I think this one from the side gives you a nice, good look. I think that one really nice up in her front end. She just closes up more in her skeleton. I want to make her a little bigger in her hip and pin set out here. Congratulations to those exhibitors.
Your first place exhibitor is Jaden Harrington, and your second place exhibitor is also Jaden Harrington, and you guessed it, your third place exhibitor is Jaden Harrington.
Well, we get out here in this division, and You know, in these pygmies, I think as we migrate up to the front of each class, they get better hipped. I think the hip on these things is where a lot of the sword is out here. I think we got one that's really rugged and powerful. I like her blade, young lady, but then that one's really nice in her body. She's the best out of her hip, though. She's the best in terms of the way she sets down in her hock and how she presents herself out here. I like her an awful lot in this class. The one in second, front 2/3 of that one are awfully good out here, and that's what's going to get her around that one. When we ask them to go and come out of the gate, that one's always heads up, young lady, and I like that. If we can make her just a little better out of her hip, make her a little better out of her stifle and pin set, I can use that one to win. I think she's a little better in the way her front end's designed than the one that wins this class. Young lady that's going to be third, young lady, I think that one offers some really good breeding pieces. That one's very powerful. I think we found the line, though, with power because our build is starting to give a little bit. She's getting a little round off both ends, but man, I think that one's got so much muscle in her. Congratulations to you.
Your first place class exhibitor is Annika Struing, followed by Eva Struing, followed by Lila Struing. Now we will show for our division champion, Junior Doe.
Well, really tough division out here. Lots of parts and pieces and things I think a guy could run with. It depends on who's holding on to the microphone. Those things are just trying to read them when they're that young and immature and small out here. And again, I think there's quality there. I think they got all the right pieces as a young one. I think feet and legs are underneath them right, and they're built right out here. We've got two that I think that complemented each other really well. We had one that was in her own spot in that part of the division, but man, I think she's really nice out here. We get into that later class, and to ask these females to push boundaries, again, width and body, but they got to come out of that gate and present really well out here. I love this one's attitude, young lady. I love how she presents. I think that one, it gives you such a beautiful look. She has a giant hind leg and a big hip out here. I like a lot of things about her. That one that's second to her, though, again, if we could just make that one a little better out of her hip, I think there's not another one out here, though, that challenges that one. From her hooks forward, she is very good. I think they match up really well. We're going to keep them together. Champion Reserve. Congratulations.
Annika Struing is your division champion junior doe, and Eva Struing is your reserve champion junior doe. Those are both homegrown as well, so your division champion homegrown and your reserve division champion homegrown. Now we will show for our senior pygmy goat does.
Well, young lady brings me a single entry, and as we enter into this next division, I think that's a very good female young lady. That one's good-footed at the ground. I think that one's ideal in terms of condition right now. Being a senior doe out here, congratulations to you.
Jaden Harrington is your first place class exhibitor.
Well, I think we've got a lot of parts and pieces out here in this class, and I think a guy could make a case for a couple if you wanted to switch them up out here. As we study body lines and type and the way they get out and go, man, young lady, when we can get this one to cooperate, I think she gets out and moves the best. I think that one's skeleton reads right. I love her upper hip. I think that one really good in how she travels out here with some body shape, and I think that one just gives you a good look from the side when she cooperates, because the young man is really closing that gap, getting this one to present, getting that one's neck and head to come up right. She gets a little bit shorter in her hip, gets a little flatter right here in her pin set and stifle, and her hocks maybe or hock in just a little bit more from behind. I think from here forward, though, that one's awfully good out here. I think that one's a little better out of her hip and hind wheel in this class, but that's the way I see them. You can obviously switch them up. You can make a case for that one to be second in or to win this class. We've got two right here, and I think this one needs to be toned down in her condition, young man. I think that one just got a little bit too much on her, and I think that one, it's starting to make her look a little round off both ends. I think that you could make a case and say that one's a little better in her condition, no doubt about it, young man. We got to crack that one open more in her skeleton, and we got to make that one a little bigger hipped out here. Congratulations to those exhibitors.
Your first place class exhibitor is Jaden Harrington, followed by Colby Bushhorn, followed by Colby Bushhorn, followed by Brody Lack.
Well, we've got a 4-year-old doe out here, and man, being a 4-year-old doe and still presenting like that up in your neck and your shoulder, and still being fresh, not too fat. Very nice job feeding on that one, young lady. I think that one's real sporty for her age out here. Congratulations to you.
Your first class exhibitor is Eva Struing.
I think same story, different class. We get out here, and the one that wins puts together all the width and bulk, and then manages to be the best hipped one. And I know this one's maybe not clipped down as well right here, but I think that one, you study her hip, she's a lot better up there. And I think that one's wide and still fresh out here in this class. I know we're talking about some aged does, and I could only imagine showing ewes that were 5 years old out here, and to get them out here and to get them things to present in a goat show out here. I think that one stays really fresh, young lady, out here. And I think that one, obviously, they've all stood the test of time, being 5 out here. And so again, I think bone and structure, it comes down to who can stay together better in their skeleton at that age. I think that's the key, young lady. I think that one's got a nice, good build in her. She's not as out there, but again, she's an aged doe. I think there's a lot of good in her out here. We've got 2 does that are a little different in terms of kind, and again, they're not as cracked open and as wide-bodied, but man, they sure give you a nice, easy-doing look from the side. Congratulations to those exhibitors.
Annika Struing is your first place class exhibitor, followed by Eva Struing, followed by Jaden Harrington, followed by Jocelyn Allen, and followed by Brody Lack. And now we will show for your division champion, Senior Doe.
Man, what a high-quality division. And, man, all these showmen, you guys have done such a good job feeding on them, getting them presented and getting them ready for today. And, again, just getting out here. Remember, it's one man's opinion out here all throughout the day. And I know passions run high. Everybody wants to win. And, man, I think a guy can make a case for several of these out here to win. And so, again, as a judge, just trying to keep those things in mind as you go. And I think there's a couple that stand out. This all black doe right here, young lady, I like a lot of things about that one. I think that's one of the better hipped ones that we've seen out here. I think that one really gets out and moves well. I think the young lady here down on the end has an aged doe, and man, I think that one that has some age on her, that one has a lot of good in her in terms of mass, in terms of bulk. I think she fits together really well out here. I like that one to be champion in this division. We're followed with that young lady for reserve. Congratulations.
Your division champion, Senior Doe, is Annika Struing. Your reserve champion, Senior Doe, is Jaden Harrington. And your homegrown division champion, Senior Doe, is Annika Struing. So we will show for homegrown reserve division champion, Senior Doe.
Well, we talk about her 2/3 of that one. Awfully good, young man. I think bulk is good. I want her to be a little better out of her hip and pin set when I get right in behind her, but still think that one offers a lot of good out here. Young lady that leads out of that class, I think that one's got a lot of good for an aged doe. I like her to be reserved out here. Congratulations.
Your homegrown reserve division champion senior doe is Eva Struing, and my apologies, your homegrown division champion senior doe is Jaden Harrington. And now we will show for our grand champion doe.
Well, folks, those of you around ringside, if you would, put your hands together for our champion drive out here, if you would. Very good set of does out here, and I urge you always just stay open-minded. Just remember the guy on the microphone, it could be different the next day. And so again, I wouldn't argue with a lot of you on some of those spots. I think it gets close. Just put an emphasis on females that are good-footed, ones that come out that run uphill, that have some ring presence to them, and I think those two out of that older set of does, I think they complemented each other really well. That one gets out and moves maybe a notch neater, and that one's got so much mass and so good up in her front end for being an aged one out here. I think that one balances really well. If I could put them together, man, I'd have a heck of a doe. I think both of them offer good pieces as females. I think we got those two out of the younger division, and we talked about where we liked them different. This one right here, young lady, man, just studying a female, any female out there, that one, front end and neck is so good. She's level down her top, and she's got a giant hind leg, and she uses it so well out here. She's wide-bodied, big pin, good looking. That's good stock. Just bottom line, when they're built like that, doesn't matter what kind of species they are. I think that one really nice. And the one that was second out of that division, if she had had a little bit better pin set, that one had switched spots. I love her front end. I love her neck. I love how wide-chested and still youthful that one is up front. I think that's maybe a notch harder to do in the Pygmy deal, to be slick-fronted and big backed. They all really come out wide and massive, and so I think that to me reads more of like an outlier. And I don't want to talk too far out of my comfort zone. That's just what I see out here. Man, I think those two are elite, and the way they match up. Champion, reserve, congratulations.
Your grand champion doe is Annika Struing, and your reserve grand champion doe is Eva Struing, and those are both your homegrown grand champions. Next, we will show for mother and daughter. Have we found Mr. Lack? Yes. Lovely. As a reminder to our big kids in the audience, we are doing adult showmanship after novice showmanship. So if you feel like a little kid at heart, you want to relive your 4-H glory days and get back into the show arena, now is your time to shine. Go ahead and let a 4-H'er know if you could borrow their goat for adult showmanship after novice. In the meantime, we're going to have our royalty down here introduce themselves, their name, and their favorite part about the fair.
Hi, my name is Olivia Neal, and I'm this year's 4-H queen, and my favorite part about the fair is the beef cattle show.
Hi, my name is Carly Bushhorn, and I am the 2022 Miss Ripley County, and my favorite part about the fair is the pig show.
Hi, my name's Annie. I'm the Little Miss Ripley County Queen. The Pygmy Goat Show.
Hi, my name's Emily Knieven. I am Miss Congeniality and the third runner-up for Miss Ripley County 2022. My favorite part of the fair is the shows.
Well, we get out here in the mother-daughter division, and again, like we talked about in the other two go portions of the show, I think this is maybe one of the more valuable parts of the show. It teaches so much. It teaches a lot. It's one thing to show them. It's another thing to breed them and try to make them better in the next generation and understand what it takes to do that. There's a lot of work that it takes to put into that, and so, again, I think congratulations to all of you. This is a very good division. I think out here just studying them. Again, that age doe, pretty familiar seeing that one out here. I liked a lot of things about her. And man, that one that passes on, young lady, I remember that one well. I told you that one had a lot of muscle in her and maybe got just a little round off both ends, but that was a competitive class, and I think we had a few that did pretty well in the show that come out of that class. And so, again, that was a pretty stacked class. I like those two an awful lot. That black doe on the backside, there's not another one out here that looked like that one, and man, we could get her to present and just get a better attitude out here and come together. I think maybe that one could give a bigger run for the money in this show. I think those two awfully good, and what we've done in the next generation, moving them forward, I like these to be best out here, champion in this division. Congratulations.
Your champion mother and daughter is Annika Struing. Next, we will have our showmanship class, starting off with junior showmanship.